to welcome to everyone to the August 24th Commissioners Meeting. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, we've approved the minutes from August the 10th, the accounts payable voucher and the payroll docket. Would entertain a motion to accept as submitted.
We accept the minutes from the August 10th meeting, the accounts payable vouchers and the payroll docket as presented.
I second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, Patty, you have the podium floor or whatever you want to call
All
it.
right, we are conducting our second bid opening for the Jefferson County Owner Occupied Rehab Program. We let out in our bid packet 11 houses. We actually had one house that was withdrawn, so we will be bidding out one more property, but I didn't have them ready for this go around. So, but I do have the person identified. So does anybody in the audience want a bid tab sheet? And I'm assuming these are the bids right here. All right. So looks like this envelope is from Jackson Construction, and just to clarify, we are not related. Okay, so for Jackson Construction, 2335 Craigmont Street, we have a bid totaling $21,000. 21,000. 405 Mill Street. The bid is $9,980. $9,980. 129 Mulberry Street. The total is $39,260. $39,260. 1797 East Key Avenue. The bid total is $27,530. $27,530. 1648 Oak Hill Drive. $17,348. $17,348. 411 East First Street. The total is $23,400. $23,400. 525 Gray Street. Find it on here. $14,080. $14,080. 1825 East Key Avenue. $12,050. $12,050. 6741 North Bacon Ridge Road. $23,430. $23,430. 8273 East State Road 56. $27,400. $27,400. And then 407 Mill Street, $8,050. $8,050. I just realized I have 405 Mill Street on that bid tab sheet twice, so that's why there's one that's blank. So those are all from Jackson Construction. These are, next bids look like they're from First Choice Water Restoration. And the first one for 405 Mill Street is 8,440. 8,440. 129 Mulberry Street. 28,800. 28,800. 1797 East Key Avenue. The bid is 30,800. 30,800. 407 Mill Street. The bid is 6,100. 6,100. 411 East First Street. The bid is $23,150. 23,150. 525 Gray Street. The bid is 12,550. 12,550. 1825 East Key Avenue. The bid is 14,390. 14,390. 6741 North Bacon Ridge. The bid is 22,715. 22,715. 1648 Oak Hill Drive. 17,180. 17,180. 2335 Craigmont Street. The bid is 17,825. 17,825. 8273 State Road 56. The bid is 21,550. 21,550. And that looks like all of the bids from First Choice. Next bids are from Mike Stalen with Stalen Construction. 8273 East State Road 56. His bid is 20,990. 20,990. 525 Gray Street. His bid is 12,500. 12,500. 1648 Oak Hill Drive. The bid is 17,160. Holy cow. Within 20 bucks.
160.
Yes, 17,160. That's pretty impressive. 129 Mulberry Street. 30,200. 30,200. 407 Mill Street. 10,550. 10,550. 405 Mill Street. The bid is 11,200. 11,200. 411 East First Street. The bid is 33,600. 33,600. 2335 Craigmont. The bid is 20,500. $20,500. 1797 East Key Avenue. The bid is $30,390. $30,390. 1825 East Key Avenue. The bid is 17,000. 17,000. And then the last one is 6741 North Bacon Ridge Road, and the bid is 26,800. 26,800. And that looks to be all of the bids that we have received. As you can see, we've got some really competitive bidding going on here, which is great. What I would like is to ask that you guys take these under advisement to give time to review them. And then I'll come back to your next meeting and make our recommendations for the contracts to be awarded. But everything else with the grant is moving along really well. Jackson Construction's got, I think, 4 rooms done on the houses, and they're really moving along on things. So the other 2 have not gotten started on theirs yet. So, but we're moving along. So anyway, yeah. You made it just in time. Do you guys have any questions at all, or?
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you doing that. Say it double for us slow riders.
Okay, we're ready for Don Johns. Got the DuPont Park project update.
I wish I could be as calm as her.
You're in practice.
Yeah.
You will do fine.
Okay, I want to thank you guys for the opportunity, letting me come to talk tonight. My name is Dawn Gines. I moved to DuPont when I was 14, and I have two adult children and 6 grandchildren. All of them live in DuPont, and I was just out one day, and I was thinking we need a safe place for the kids to play. And so I thought about it, and we have no park whatsoever. We have no place for the kids to play. What we do have is across the highway, broken down equipment. It hasn't been touched since the school closed down. I didn't know where to start, so called Bill Barnes and I said, hey, I want to build a park in DuPont. And he said, let's talk about this. He says, I feel like you've kind of been neglected for since the school closed down. So I said, okay. So that's when it started. It was like September of last year. I got a few people involved last year, and then the town of DuPont gave us permission to build the park on the property next to the bank in DuPont. The town owns the property, so we get to build on that. And because of the lot size, the plans only included enough property for playground equipment. Everything about that project was new to me and others on our committee. We weren't project managers, committee organizers, or fundraisers. We were just a small group of people who thought that the children deserved a safe place to play. We also thought about the older kids at the place and places for the families and neighbors to gather for cookouts and have fun. This expanded the project to include the adjacent lot where a house that had seen its better days. In order for us to use that space, we would have to remove the house. Fortunately, the town of DuPont was able to buy the lot with our donations. And this doubled the space that we had for availability. It also increased the total cost of the project, but it was the right thing to do because DuPont has no park or playground. Fundraising this year included the GoFundMe page, and we set up with fish fries. Every month, we've set up with fish fries, asking for donations and educating the people on our plans. We made donation requests on Facebook, and we sent donation letters to businesses and organizations. In the spring, a group of our volunteers organized a soup and salad fundraiser with a silent auction. Our committee was growing. I think we raised like 3,500 at that one. We then got generous grants from Bethany Legacy, the Community Foundation, the Women's Giving Circle, and a wonderful donation from Gary Chandler at Chandler Chevrolet. We had a successful ATV poker run event July 17th. And we have another community event planned on September 9th called Sing Sling with a Sting. It will be held on the grounds of the former DuPont Elementary School. Our team has an online fundraiser going on right now through the Indiana Housing and Community Developmental Authority called Patronicity. If we raise 40,000, they match it with another 40,000. We have until September 19th to raise approximately 10,000 more. As you can tell, our committee is not afraid of hard work to make this happen, this park happen. What helps is that we know that the people of DuPont, Lancaster Township, and Jefferson County is behind us. We know this because we have more than 300 donors. We also have done a survey and have gotten so much positive responses on Facebook. The folks coming from DuPont Fish Fries are behind us. So where are we now? The ground at the park site has been prepared and the playground equipment should be arriving next Friday. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but they had to postpone it till next Friday. We have phase 2. We hope that we have phase 2 fully funded soon so we can install the basketball court, restrooms, drinking fountain, and fencing all the way around the perimeter. The project timeline and the financial information are in your packets. Roughly speaking, we need a little over 50,000 for phase 2. We are getting close to the finish line and we hope that you can get closer. That you all can get us closer. I want to address 2 questions and concerns we have heard. How will we maintain this? The town of DuPont will be responsible for the maintenance on the park, the insurance. They're also going to be adding cameras to the bank. The bank has cameras, but they said they want a really high quality there that will go out over the playground. We've had people ask about vandalism, and so with the town board, talking with the town board, they've also talked about maybe putting gates with timed locks on them, so people aren't in there all hours of the night. And then the town also, it's up to them on when they close it and when they open it. And they said it will be from dawn to dusk. And then the lighting on the playground, that's also up to the town of DuPont. They take care of all that. And a lot of people want us to continue with the ATV ride fundraisers. So this will be an annual event. On April 8th of next year, DuPont will experience a total eclipse, and we are discussing fundraising tied to this. In the future, we would like to establish an endowment with the Community Foundation to help the future funding. Number 2, this is a lot of money for the playground and park. Why so expensive? We want quality equipment that will hold up over time. This is the type of equipment that you see in city parks. It is expensive because it is well built. Beyond the playground, we have a shelter, sidewalk, water lines, restrooms, drinking fountain, benches, basketball court, fencing all around. We consulted with Tony Steinhardt, who works for the city of Madison, and he has many years of experience with the park design and functionality. We appreciate the time he has donated to us. Additionally, we bought a second lot and removed the house. We consulted with Indiana Landmarks before we did this, and they supported the demolition, but asked to remove a few historical elements like two fireplace mantles and door trims. it was important that the playground be accessible to all kids, so we are using more expensive solid surface instead of mulch, which would be difficult for children's mobility issues. Lastly, I want to thank my fellow volunteers, the town of DuPont, and everyone who's given money, love, and words of encouragement. Be happy to answer any questions.
I've been following you for quite a while.
Oh, that was. Thank you,
You're good.
thank you. Okay, question? I can do my best answering them.
How would you run this? Cause it's
No, yeah.
initiation, so.
Well, I know we talked amongst us about an initial donation from special projects for 2,500.
Mhm.
So I make a motion that our special projects, we donate the 2,500 to the DuPont Park project here.
I second that.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Thank you.
And we're still looking to.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a good project.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, you got
Got
Yeah.
Bill on the
real
side.
good help back there in
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah, he's definitely been a good one for me.
Mhm.
I couldn't have done it without Bill, really.
I wouldn't have done it had someone, a citizen.
Stepped up.
Stepped up. Imagine the county if more people were like that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It's been tough, but
Yeah.
He's
I'm not
not
a
tough.
quitter.
He's not tough.
yeah,
He's a good guy.
yeah, he is a good guy. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Don.
Okay.
Keep the Facebook post coming.
We're supposed to talk about the East Prong Road deck replacement, but I thought Vicky was gonna. So I guess we need to table. Okay. We'll table that then. Mr. True. Do you have anything you want to share with us?
Yeah, I'll run down real quick to see. I don't know what's going on. So the iPause notification system that swings into Rave, that portion is what spits out to, there's no registration for that. That spits out messages to cell phones that happen to be in a particular area. So we can target an area for like if it's downtown, if it happens to be, in some remote part of the county, whatever, go to whatever phone happens to be inside of those towers for that area. That system's been down for 3 months now. And I didn't know, and when I got an email from them, sent it to them, so to try to transfer that over, it wasn't so simple. So I sat through a 4-hour class, had to take the test twice because I didn't pass the test the first time. It's a lot of reading and good lord, and too many acronyms to keep track of. But I made it. So I'm in the process now of getting the certificate uploaded to them. Our system is activated again. I've got the notification for that. So it's just a matter of us supplying the right paperwork and then getting the system tied in. And lots of that has changed now, the whole messaging system and what goes out a lot bit. So I went through that training. I'm gonna talk with Susie about putting the dispatchers through that training and stuff as well, so that multiple people can put those notifications out, so that just coming through our office and Troy's gone, so we can't do that anymore, and that's why we got suspended. So if we don't send any kind of like login and or message to that system for 3 consecutive months, it shuts off again, suspends the account. So they want a monthly, at least a monthly, I guess, acknowledgement that we're still using the system or whatever, whether we send an emergency message out or not. We just make sure we gotta get that done. And I think they can probably help with that over there a little bit more timely, I think, than maybe some of us on the outside of this can. So we should be back up and running there. Rave has changed their notification system as well. Like all of them converged and decided to change their notification stuff at the same time. There's a 10-digit number we have to apply for that to get some stuff out for there. That application process has gone through. We're just waiting on that to come back and say, yes, it's been approved. And so it should be any day now. I've messaged Bumper a couple of times about this. We're meeting tomorrow about the wall demo and to have a chat about that and then get a start date worked out. Let's see, still no word on the fork truck. I don't know when we'll hear
Government can't talk
anything
about
about that. I know that's just it. It's like it just disappeared and and somehow went into somebody else's. I wish they'd make the mistake like our way instead of somebody else's. I've got a class I'm leaving for, Monday morning in Evansville. I'll be there for 3 days. Then there's a class in Columbia City that I've signed up for initially. That's a week-long class. And that's pretty far north. It's up north of Fort Wayne. That will be 4 of the 5 that I'll need for this basic academy that they have. Jennifer and I went out last week one day and did some measuring for some pallet racks. Troy wanted to try to get a couple more of those things out there. And so I guess question about that too, and that's why I didn't order yet. Maybe a couple of fold is I'm assuming, or maybe I'm doing that wrong. That's what I'm asking is like the stuff that is out there, this jail storage now, there's some like bed mattresses there, some uniforms and stuff like that. Is it going to the jail? Okay.
It will
so-
be vacating.
All right,
very
good. So that
shortly.
was a good decision then. So
Yes.
my uncle used to manage warehouses for a living. He's done that for a lot of years. So he says, I'd be happy to come up and take a look at your space and try to maximize things and where we should put stuff all our business. So he's anxious to get that done. In that process as well, I think most all of the hand sanitizer that we have and on crates out there, it expired in July. And we have several pallets full of gowns. So I talked with the lady over the animal shelter. And
Tricia?
I think she was gonna reach out to maybe some veterinarian offices or something like that, to see if they'll come get those gowns and somebody can use them, because I don't know what we'll do with them. The hospital can't use them because they're non-surgical, so they can't use them at all. So I thought maybe that would be a good avenue to get these things not just sitting out there, but actually somebody use the thing. I mean, we've all paid for them, so I hate to just like get rid of them somehow, some way. But we'll need to get back to it, talk a little bit afterwards if you got some time about this hand sanitizer since it's expired. Just got a notification a couple days ago for a $20,000 HM hazardous material emergency planning. I'm just gonna say it out loud, acronyms, and tell you they're getting awful. So I'll just say it. So by September 13th, we have to submit a plan for a $20,000 grant for this hazmat emergency planning. So there's a laundry list of things there, but anyway, that will be in process, and the plan is to get that applied for and sent in. So there's some equipment things, there's some training and stuff like that we're eligible for. I think I told you, I talked to a guy from the Coast Guard out of Louisville. So he suggested we get together a boat committee and we start like on that like yesterday. And that way we can have the process decided and some stuff put out for specs and things like that before spring when that grant period opens up again. I've got Harrison counties, they put in for a vote. I talked to several different agencies down there a few years back, and when we first started talking about doing this, and all of them said they wish they had done what this guy did. He talked to them before he got his vote and asked them what they would do different, and he put a total package together, and they actually had that state police were using every guy this year. And I think it probably needs some bigger engines that are having a little bit of trouble with it, but by far, and it's probably the best boat that they have down there, other than Jefferson County, Kentucky just bought one for like $500,000. That's seafood surgery, the cabins, airproof, all that stuff for 8 hours. It's kind of nuts. So he suggests getting on that like really, really quick. There's a guy who approached Troy about coming and volunteering for us as a retired Coast Guard guy too. Talked to Pam and Andy a little bit. Crozier, of course, he's retired conservation guy, so I think that both things are right up his alley too. So we can kind of round a couple of these guys up that have some real experience in this and really help us out make some decisions. Building dedication September 13th or 30th at 10 a.m. You want me to contact Heights Signs about coming like maybe Friday the 29th and putting it up, and then we cover that portion out there, or?
I thought we'd give them a couple days notice, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yep, I'll call them and follow them
Chris,
tomorrow.
talking to Chris out there.
Okay. And I've got some stuff, some black shroud cover stuff we can stick over top of that till Saturday. Let's see, emails, we're gonna send those out to District 9. And I don't think I have like an overall list, like county employee wise, all stuff. Can you guys send that out? So that's, all right. There's 2 AEDs that were delivered on 5/20, let's see, 5/10 of 2023. I don't know where they are. And I'm like thoroughly confused over this AED thing, so, I thought that the messages I was getting from one company was this thing with, that, I guess the grant that, the sheriff put in for. So we're talking back and forth, and I'm arguing with the sales lady who sold us one thing about the other, and that really wasn't true. So we really did, we made a separate purchase. And those AEDs, I guess, have, they have a Wi-Fi link that the company can tag into. Did you, okay,
Aren't they at the fairgrounds?
are they
We
there?
took them and gave them to the fairground.
Okay, all right. Good
They were
deal.
to be used during the fair and like the rodeo and anytime there's a community event or in the
Okay.
community building. But yeah, they can be hooked up where they'll let you know, hey, the battery's going south or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all
But
right,
that's where those, Troy ordered those before he passed. That was,
awesome. Okay, good deal. Is there like serviceable full-time internet out there?
no,
No? Okay,
it's getting better though.
okay, all right.
They've done a lot of work out there this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're telling me that that service, they have to be continuously connected to the internet system out there so that they can constantly check on those things. And if there is a problem, then there's a problem. So there's that setup process that we link those into their system. And, so I got a reminder note and hey, well, these things are due for inspection and stuff like that. So, I guess I'll just work out a plan.
did the invoice have the serial numbers on them? You
Where we're
remember?
gonna,
Or do we have to get them?
I don't know,
Surely,
I don't know.
might check and see, and if they don't, but I'll,
I think maybe the ones that, I think she sent me a message with serial numbers on it, maybe. But then I guess we just need a plan about where to store them. That has sustainable internet, to then take them there when they need them and then bring them back when, so they can still.
yeah, one was to be not permanently, but basically most of the time stored in a community building.
Yeah.
And then it would be pulled out like during the fair to travel around and like the rodeo, same way there, so. But I'll find out about that tomorrow for you and get back with you.
Sounds good. And then, let's see, the big AED project, Brian, I'll talk a little bit about this, and I talked with the sheriff a little bit last night about that as well. So we probably should try to plan some kind of media event around the whole thing, because it's a pretty awesome thing, and they, I mean, that it's a big deal, so kudos to everybody who was working on this before I got involved, and, so I think we're trying to work out that whole policy procedure thing a lot bit. And Jen's last day is tomorrow. So swing by and grab some donuts. You're bribing with donuts and cake before she gets ready. Anything from me?
All right, thanks for
Yeah.
keeping us informed, appreciate you. Okay, Brian, you got anything?
Yeah. So last week, the broadband task force met. So a couple things we're working on coming out of that. Gonna roll out some efforts this fall to increase awareness of these more acronym. Affordable Connectivity Program and the Indiana Connectivity Program. So the ACP, that's a federal program to assist with paying for broadband service. It's I can't remember what the number is. There's an income test that you have to pass to qualify. I think it even pays some towards certain devices too, so. But that's a program we're trying to get some awareness out on. And then the Indiana Connectivity Program, the ICP, that's a state program that's the avenue to connect residents and businesses to the broadband providers, okay? To let them know that you want service, okay? All these cables that they're running around the county that's gonna be the way that people get hooked up. The other thing with the ICP, it will pay, I can't remember the exact number, but except for like extreme cases, it should cover all of the installation costs on residential stuff. So homeowners won't be out for that. So they've got a website where you can register with that, but it is a real pain. The easiest way to do it is
Government website, what do you spend?
Yeah. So they got a number now. 833-639-8522. And It's like they ask if you tried the website and I was like, oh yeah, it didn't work. So then they'll fill out all the information for you. So,
What was that again?
I'll get started. And then, the details for both of those programs are actually on your section of the website. So anybody wants to see more information there, can go under there. A couple other projects we talked about, the Robert Task Force was some, efforts around closing the digital divide. Things we specifically talked about with some digital literacy classes. Maybe certain things like helping seniors use telemedicine. Scam awareness, that's a big thing right now, trying to help close some of those gaps. That was about all of it out of the program task. Am I forgetting anything, Renisha?
No, I just want to add, because you reminded me with the website, so Sarah, I need to send you updates. Because the speed test changed, it's no longer with, Indiana Farm Bureau. That platform license is expired, so the state has this nice spiffy new one, and we've talked about it before. So I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I need to get you that updated information for that section, but otherwise, yeah, you've got it, you hit it.
Thank you. And the only other thing, revolving loan fund, everybody's current, everybody's paid up, and the balance now is $9,065.18. Things on track there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
I'm sorry, did you have anything else?
Oh, I was just here for backup for Brian,
Okay.
so I, just added on that, that's it, but thank
I
you.
mean, you're the spear of it. I didn't mean to disrespect.
No, you're fine, I didn't even ask to be on the schedule, so,
Okay.
just gave you backup, but.
Thank you for the work you do anyway.
Hey, we tried it, you guys are doing wonderful, I was just talking to Brian when he came to the meeting last week, like, we're really grateful that you guys got him as the replacement, and he's wonderful to work with so far, we're really excited, so we've got, a lot more, we just had a really great conversation about focusing all of the things that we're trying to do, so, yeah, there'll be more coming, so, yeah, stay tuned.
It's a lot coming together at one time.
It is, but we got some really great people in this county to help that,
Okay.
so.
Okay, does anybody from the public have anything? Hearing none, do either of you gentlemen have anything?
Yeah, had a treatment train meeting next door and I didn't get to make it in time to hear it. Bob did, so he'll be reporting on it. Anything special?
They were disappointed in the needs assessment that didn't have the data that way.
Thank you. That's all I have, just that for now.
Dave?
Still stormwater management, which I think the plan should be coming out here in a week or so, and then, starting for the ordinance and setting that up and getting that ready for the public meetings and it'll have to be held and stuff. So we'll get that going. Probably by the time everything gets finished, it'll be early for the ordinance, early next year.
Okay.
For the final hearings.
I don't have anything other than, I did mean to tell you that in a couple of weeks, hopefully you'll be vacating a lot of that materials out there. So, and then you'll have hopefully all kinds of rooms.
Well, I'm glad we waited then, so that way we can just have a good assessment of.
Yeah,
space.
give me a couple of weeks and then you should have. Good deal. Okay. Either of you ladies have anything?
We had our State Board of Accounts exit conference from our audit. And the auditor's office is getting ready to switch financial software. And we will be unable to process any financial transactions
Oh, yeah, that's what you want.
from, the closing of the day on September 6th through September 18th, we will start normal hours. So, I look to have a
Sheer
lot of
chaos.
backlog transactions, but we will have a lot of material to train from. But if you hear, of deeds not being transferred and such, that is why. So, we are unable to do anything financially. There are two types of transactions that we are going to work out. A deal with the treasurer, because I find them emergent type transactions, but hopefully everyone's bought their trash card and their golf cart permits and things like that by that point.
Okay, so they'll just have to wait.
We just have to wait about a week and a half.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Would that involve then, so like the claims that we're submitting to our contractors to get paid for OR, if we get approval on any of those claims from
We
OCRED,
will not be able to make a check at all.
so we don't want anything to get approved in that time period, because we have 3 days or 5 days to
5 days.
disperse the money, so, okay, all right. Good to know.
Yeah.
You said the 6th through the 18th?
So the 6th, we will have business as usual.
Okay,
And then it's I believe a Thursday, Friday, and then an entire week. And then the 18th, we can resume.
back on,
Mhm.
okay. I know we have a couple in right now that we're waiting for them to get it ACH, so.
Right.
Those should hopefully be revised, that I need to let my contractors know also.
In absolute worst case scenario, I think we could possibly do written documentation. But
We'll just,
we would rather
I'm gonna
not.
go in and file some claims really quick.
Yeah.
Before the 6th.
Before the 6th. Hopefully get them approved before the 6th, and then nothing. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Might make sure to make a note of that on your. That way
I am gonna make
it won't be blindsided.
a public,
Yeah.
we've already, all of our, e-recording that we do for deeds, we've already made a statement for all of those attorneys. I have a prepared statement to put on the website, and we're gonna send to all the local attorneys that would be coming in and doing business.
Thanks for bringing that
Not a problem.
up. Okay. I entertain the magic motion.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor signify by aye. Thank you.